Welcome back to the FujiGuys. My name is Francis. Today we are going to take a look at the brand new SQ6 camera from Fujifilm that takes Instax square format film. So if you want to know more about this camera and see what's in the box, keep on watching. Alright, so let's take a look at what's in this box. So as you saw in the intro, there's three different colors. You have the graphite gray, you have a white one, and you have this one, which is a rose gold. So opening up the box, you have this little sheet here that shows you how to properly unbox the camera. You have a little caution notice for the film itself. And you have this user guide here, which is somewhat big, but don't worry, this is in multiple languages, so you won't have to read this whole thing. This is actually really quick to get through it. So I'm just gonna put this to the side. Looking inside the box, you have your batteries here, so we're gonna take them off. You have your neck strap here, which I strongly recommend that you use it because you don't want to drop your brand new camera. I'm gonna show you how to actually put it on the camera. And you have this little part here that comes out, and you have these three little gels. So if you want to create nice effects, you can just put this on the flash, and then it's going to give you a tint on your images. So put that to the side, and then we get to the good stuff, which is the camera here. So just going to put this box away and remove the camera from this little bubble wrap. And then you can see the SQ6 in rose gold. So first of all, we're going to put in the batteries. So you just open up that battery door here on this side, and then little tip, you put the first battery to the back, and then you put the second one in the front. That way it's easier to get it in. And then I'm just gonna put back the little door, and then we have some batteries in there, and then I'm going to put in some film. So you want to actually align the yellow with the yellow and close it up, and then next up you want to power on the camera and then take a shot so that it will eject the dark slide. And now you can see on this little window you have your number of exposure that's remaining. So as you can see, 10 exposure, and it's just going to decrease from there and then tell me how many pictures I have left. So a little quick tour of the camera. You have the flash right here. You have your shutter button here. You have this mirror here to frame yourself when you want to do selfies. You have this light meter here. So this needs to be always exposed to light because that's actually what's measuring the light for you. You have your LED here that's going to light up whenever you put on the self timer. You have the viewfinder here. This is the front part, and then you actually look through this part here just like that. You have these strap lugs here on each side to put your strap, which I again strongly recommend you put on because you don't want to drop your camera. To put it on, it's actually really simple. So just take it out of this little bag, and then you just want to loop it through like so, and then you want to bring this over here, and the way I do is that I put it under like that, and then you just want to loop it through the next one just like that, and then it's going to tighten itself up and it's secure now. So I'm just going to do the same thing for the next one. Alright, so now the strap is on. We can move forward. Underneath the camera you have this little tripod mount right here, which is really cool if you want to take landscape shots, for example, or if you want to use the self timer to take a group photo. So you can just put it on a tripod, put it on the self timer, and get into the shot as well. So we're going to go through the different buttons in the back of the camera. So there's three of them. You have your mode button, you have your self timer, and you have your flash button, which actually means no flash. So this button here is actually to force the camera not to use a flash. So if you know that you don't want the camera to fire the flash, you want to force it not to go off, then you just press on this button and then you see a little LED is going to light up. That means that the flash is not going to fire off. And if you don't push it back, it will stay off as you go and take pictures. So to disable it, you actually need to push it again. That way it comes back to automatic. The next button is the self timer button. So this is actually really useful, like I said, when you want to take group shots, or if you want to shoot landscape, for example, on a tripod and you don't want the camera to move. So when you press on it, again, a little LED is going to light up, and then in the front as well, this light is going to open up, and then it's going to stay open for 7 seconds. And then the 3 remaining seconds, it's going to be blinking, letting you know that in 3 seconds, the picture is actually going to be shot. So this is really cool in the front up there to let you know when to actually force your eyes to stay open. And the last button is actually your mode button. So you are going to use this button whenever you want to switch from the different modes up top here. So the first one, A, is actually automatic. So it's really just a point and shoot. You just go, you take a picture, and then that's it. It's going to do everything for you. If you move on to the next mode, this is actually the selfie mode. And as you saw, the lens moved. So this is actually adjusting focus because it's actually going to be somewhat of a close-up shot. So whenever you're on the selfie mode, you need to have the camera within 30 to 50 centimeters to be in focus. So if I take a picture using this little mirror right here, there you go. And then you can see the image fully processed in the back magically. Next up is going to be your macro mode. So again, it's 30 centimeters to 50 centimeters. If you want to take close-up shots of, let's say, this thing, for example. But one thing to keep in mind when you do macro shots is that you have a parallax here. So you look through this viewfinder, but your lens is here. So whenever you're shooting something far away, it doesn't matter. But if you're really close, as you can see here, if I frame it to the middle, like dead center here, it's actually not. So what I suggest is actually you frame it somewhat like this, and then you look in the viewfinder, and it should be a little bit more. If you take that circle, you take it and then you go a little bit down to the left, and that should give you the center, and you can just take the shot. Next up is the little mountain icon there. This is actually from 2 meters to infinity, so it adjusts the focus for that. So whenever you shoot something that's far away, you want to put it to this mode right here to make sure everything is in focus. The next mode is actually really cool. This is multiple exposure. So it's going to allow you to take 2 pictures. So when you press the shutter button, it won't eject the film. It will let you shoot another picture. So that can give you a lot to play with. And actually, I'm just going to shoot one right now. So I'm going to take a shot of this, for example. And then as you can see, the picture is not coming out, and I have this little LED blinking on top. So I need to take a second picture. So I'm just going to take a picture of this light here. And then you see it ejects the picture. And you can see magically appearing in the back once again. So the next mode will be lighter. So if you want your image to be somewhat brighter than what it should be, you would put it to lighter, so it will give you a somewhat overexposed image. Another way you can use this mode is actually when you're using these little filters here, because when you put it in front of the flash, it actually diffuses the flash itself and gives it less power. So you want your image to be a little bit overexposed. So talking about these gels, you just take it and you just pop it on to your flash. So let's take a picture just to see what it gives. So I have the green one. It's going to give it a little green tint on it, and then you can see in the back. And then the last mode is actually darken. So this is the same principle. So rather than having the correct or perfect exposure, it's going to bring it down a little bit. So if you want to get somewhat of a darker looking image, low-key image, or you know that the scene is just too bright, then you can put it to darken. That way your image is going to be a little bit underexposed. Alright, so that's it for the unboxing and getting started of the brand new Fujifilm Instax SQ6 camera. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to know more about Fujifilm products, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and until the next time, c'était Francis pour les FujiGuys.